Welcome to Satya Skills. In this video, let us learn about some of the very important trade terms essential for all competitive exams. What is multilateral trade? Multilateral trade is a trade among countries without any restrictions. Countries are perfectly free to buy or sell their products with other countries. It means exports and imports take place under complete freedom. Usually, this can be possible with a mutual agreement among countries. Under this trade, countries may not get income from tariff. Second one, what is wear and trade? It is very popular in business. Wear and tear is the depreciation in the value of a thing or a fixed asset as a result of usage. For example, machinery, trucks, vehicles, etc. The owner of that vehicle or machine calculates depreciation in the value called wear and tear and shows under depreciation account. What is moratorium in the context of international relations? When a country grants loan to another country and in times of need or on a special request, the lending government extends time period for repayment of loan or installment or interest by the borrowed country, it is called moratorium. Then what is bad debt? Bad debt is a debt. Debt means the loan amount or amount due. So, a debt difficult to collect, a loan impossible to recover and no hope of getting it back is categorized under bad debts. What is franchise? Franchise is an agreement by which a company or a business entity gives right to sell its products in a specified area to another entity or another business unit. In franchising, the parent company grants permission to another independent entity the right to do business in a prescribed manner and they can sell its products, that is the parent company's products in that particular area. Franchisee is the one to whom the right is granted and franchisor is the parent company. Then what is manpower? Usually they ask in interviews. Total labor force of both men and women available for economic activities in a country at a particular point of time is called manpower of the country. What is Franco? Franco is a popular term in international trade where exporter gives price quotation to the importer that includes selling price, insurance, freight and delivery charges till the product reaches or product delivered at the importer's warehouse. Then what is Dutch auction? In an auction, if the bid starts with a large amount and gradually the bid becomes smaller, it is called Dutch auction. What is euro-dollar market? These are the claims to US dollars held by the investors outside US. So, all the dealings and transactions in this regard take place outside USA. Usually, banks, MNCs, that is multinational corporations or companies, business enterprises participate in euro-dollar markets. Another one, what is balance sheet? Very common term. This is a term used in accountancy or by business people. Balance sheet is a statement of assets and liabilities of a business organization at a certain date, usually prepared at the end of financial year. The liabilities side of balance sheet shows how the business raised funds to do the business and assets side shows how these funds are invested in the business. Therefore, assets and liabilities side shows same amount. That means, assets and liabilities are balanced, thus it is balance sheet. What are the deemed exports? Deemed exports are, you do know that you know exports. Exports are selling of goods from one country to another country. Only when it cross the borders of political borders of the country, it is called export. But what are the deemed exports? Deemed exports are sale by, say for example, Indian manufacturers to the export units, that means exporter, and the seller receives payment in Indian currency or it may be any freely convertible foreign exchange, it is called deemed export. It can be defined like this. Deemed exports are those transactions in which goods supplied do not leave the country and the payment is received in Indian currency or foreign currency. I will just give one best example. Suppose if you manufacture some products, supply to the exporter, you will be considered as deemed exporter in India to enjoy some benefits offered by the government for exporters. Now, I will make it very clear. When